All right, y'all. So now we're getting to the 12 disciples in religious terms. So the 12 disciples are the 12 constellations, the zodiac signs. And we are playing out these energies subconsciously first. And then you can see it consciously, aka being aware of yourself in the physical realm. But we are doing this subconsciously first in your subconscious mind. This shit is deep, but your spirit is no shape or form. You had to create a mind and intelligence to make itself physical. So it externalized those emanations of ideas and concepts with the masculine mind, creating, pushing out, having visions, ideas. And it created its inner counterpart, which is emotions, the vibrations. So whenever you're utilizing your mind, thinking, being in that frequency, just pushing out ideas and visions or imaginations, which is, combined with water, but I'm not going with that shit right now. When you're pushing out a frequency, an idea, a concept, that becomes vibrations and it becomes dense and heavy. So that's what God did first. God did all of that. It could, it kept going through that mechanism of creating and becoming dense, aka creating, coming up with ideas and concepts and imaginations and visions. And when that frequency keeps going in that direction, it creates a reality. It creates blueprints and waves. Like it's like a wave, a wavelength, and that becomes a reality in itself. It becomes dense in that spectrum of light. You're emitting light with your mind, and that light becomes that becomes dense. Is a fluid. Everything is a fluid, and your mind is a fluid, a lighter version of fluid than water, or whatever we perceive as water. But this is what stars are. We create stars with our minds. So, and we are walking physical representation of our mind. So we are physical, literally physical stars. Okay, what people with a new age spiritual community we talking about space dust or star seeds, which is it goes deeper than what they into. So this is what God did first, and now we are living inside of God, doing the same thing, but since this is after the fact of we're being born in the physical, we are already going through that spiritual mechanisms of it, and it became dense and physical. So the 12 it made its 12 traits because it completed itself. It doesn't matter if it's 12 or not. It just made a complete circle, a cycle, a wheel. It had to be a wheel, a perfect symmetry of something to make it that way. It is what it is. But we're able to divide the personalities and the characteristics and how we see it play out by observing what's outside of you, and and correlating to how you feel as time goes by, and just understanding your own thoughts and feelings while times go by. And it never stays the same. It always changes and evolves and expands. The same way you see your external reality expand and evolve, the trees, the leaves fall from the trees, going through that spring, summer, fall, and winter. That's evolution, and this is what we're doing. Where our spirit is expanding and contracting, life, death, rebirth. So I went off topic a bit, but whatever. I feel like I have to compact everything together so it can make sense. So the 12 traits are the 12 houses, the 12 constellations, and this is what the spirit created to be aware of itself, subconsciously or consciously. And the first house, everybody has their own ways of going about it. Like, depending on the day you was born, you will utilize that energy the most. And each second matters, but they'll play out very similar. So someone who was born in the same month, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or whatever years apart, that individual will still be different, a different type of that energy than whatever years play apart, but they will still play out that same energy. It's just their spirit will be different, and however aware that spirit came into existence, it just depends how aware they are. And this is what makes everybody different. So this is where you can see, like, we are literally the seasons manifesting itself into existence, into this, we are literally walking nature, like the animated version of nature. And that's how people should look at it. Like the world, we are literally the animated version of nature that's able to move and communicate and talk. So that's some real deep spiritual shit that people need to realize, because everybody thinks they're outside of nature and they're not connected with nature because they lost their touch with nature. Or I don't even want to say the word nature, they just lost their touch with God, the spirit, the great spirit. So people need to understand astrology is deeper than what they think. If you don't know nothing about astrology, then you need to shut the fuck up. Because what you think astrology is, it has nothing to do with astrology. Astrology, you have to get out of your desires. You have to stop being selfish. You have to stop caring about the retarded things humans think about daily. It has to do with God. God don't care about what you care about. God cares about morals and putting things in order and things of that nature. If you do the opposite of that, you're just a low-hanging fruit, and you're not doing godly things. You're just doing things that's catering to the human vessel. And God created the vessel. God is literally no thing from that physical vessel. So it deals with lighter things. It deals with being light, not too heavy and dense like humans be playing out shit. So you need to be lighter in the mind and in the emotions, and try to bring equilibrium into the world, which is lighter activity, lighter mentalities, and less being selfish. God don't have nothing to do with being selfish, but I strayed too far from that shit. So I'm talking about straight too far from the topic. So the 12 houses, the first house deals with the self. Everybody has a sense of self. The second house deals with values. Everybody's have their own different type of values, what they value in, and how they present themselves with those values. The third house deals with community, what's connected, what's familiar to you, and pinpointing things thinking about and communicating amongst your environment and however you associate. So it deals with the mind. It deals with Mercury. So the fourth house deals with emotional foundation, like privacy, just feeling at home, and family stuff. That private type of emotional connecting feeling. So yeah, it deals with like home and shit like that. Fifth house deals with entertainment, a spotlight, attention. It's like the light that emits that everybody can be gravitated towards. It deals with like attention and stuff like that. It's a light. So these are like subconscious things that we're doing, and it plays out consciously. We're able to see it outside of us, but we're doing this inward first. So even in the animal kingdom, animals have their own way of portraying these traits, but it plays out on percentage levels. The smaller the spirit, the less percentage level it will play out on them, and it will be like barely noticeable the smaller they are. So lions are able to express their pride and shit like that. And you can see through animals and evolutions, some animals have more emotional intelligence than others, even as species or lesser species. So the sixth house deals with nurturing and being practical. That's Virgo, but it's the sixth house first. Is a basic quality of just nurturing and that motherly nurturing type of energy, and just dealing with routine and pattern to make things practical and work. It deals with work and stuff like that. So it deals with nurturing, trying to nurture something. So this is what we're all doing subconsciously, nurturing. So the seventh house deals with balance, just being opposite from the first house, which is being selfless. The first house is all about the self. The seventh house is being selfless. So that automatically, by default, makes you relatable because you're selfless, and now you want to connect on a one-on-one type basis, and is how you develop relationships and communication shit. So the eighth house, the eighth house deals with what's behind the scenes, what's hidden. Everybody has their own hidden agendas or internal feelings, deep passions or whatever. And this deals with being fixated with what's inward, like that, the depth of something that's hidden within you, or in an emotion or whatever, or a passion. This can deal with insecurities or things that you have to transform and change so you can fulfill yourself and be passionate about something. So yeah, so eighth house is all about what's hidden behind the scenes, if you know what I mean, internally. Ninth house deals with experience and expansion from that experience. So it deals with mental travels. It deals with gaining knowledge and wisdom, and through experience. You need to go through some type of experience on first hand to understand that outcome. So you gain the knowledge and wisdom out of that experience. This, this can deal with mentally or physically, but it's all about experience. The more you experience firsthand is the true knowledge you will gain from it mentally and emotionally. So you can think about how the experience will go, but you will never be sure until you experience it physically and emotionally, so you can see the true outcome of it. So that's what I mean by the ninth house: experience and expansion of that experience. So 10th house deals with status, how you are seen. It deals with, something being stable, like work, Capricorn type shit. It deals with business, structure. It deals with building, initiating, just having structure and status. That's what it is. 11th house deals with being original and unique. It deals with like in being humanitarian and just having your own way of how to think about things. That's what makes Aquariuses unique. They have their own ideas and concepts and have their own fixated thoughts. That's what that Uranus energy comes in. So it deals with being original and unique, and that also deals with associations and networking and coming up with new things. So it's like that unfamiliar type of energy that Aquariuses play out. The 11th house deals with the unknown and what's unfamiliar, and that's the fixated, the new ideas that they come up with, trying to understand and be philosophical and shit like that. And the 12th house is all about the whole emotional collective, and it makes a 360, and now it's able to, this deals with the subconscious mind. The 12th house is a subconscious mind and how it's able to tap into the other houses and become aware of these things, like have its own imaginations of how to go about it and create whatever it wants to create. The 12th house deals with imaginations, the illusion, the dreams. See, this is how we're all dreaming at the same time. We all have the ability to dream. We come up with ideas and visions, but we can also have imaginations about these ideas and visions and emotional states. So it deals with the Pisces type of energy, and Neptune. This is what Neptune is. It's our subconscious mind. So that deals with dreams, imaginations, the illusions and delusions, creativity, and just watery imaginations and fluids. And everybody has their own way of going about the imaginations, whether you're indoctrinated or lost or not indoctrinated to a certain degree. But this is what we're all doing. We have to step outside of our spirit and understand that we're all playing out these houses in our own different way through percentage levels. And I try to explain this shit the best way I can, but my Mercury is in Pisces, and Mercury right now is in Sagittarius, and it's not very detailed and direct because, you know, that's not a really good alignment right now. But yeah, so humans need to understand that it's deeper than your religion, it's deeper than what you think, because what we think is what our ability is to do. We all have the ability to think. That's what God did first. We all have the ability to have emotions, and this is what we're all doing. God did that first. Whatever you feel about it, God already did it first. We all have the ability to have imaginations. God already did it first. So whatever imaginations you have about your dream bubble, you're just a fraction of that, and God already did that. So it's all about navigating through your space and how you want to go about through life. But at the same time, you shouldn't get lost into the physical realm, because now you lost your way from God, aka spirit, no thing, no shape or form. You know, you have to be in that presence of nothing so you can truly feel that flow and being in that space of nothingness. You see, you won't be so distracted with your emotions or what's going on in your mind. You will just be in the presence and flow correctly, and, you know, the best way you can. And this can help a lot with, you know, mental issues and emotion issues, but you need to learn how to meditate the best way you can and have patience, and, you know, develop your own creativity and passions along the way. This will keep you busy and on task, and, you know, create that wheel effect of creating your character and image, but also understanding and understanding that you cannot get lost in these things, because these are just experiences that the spirit is doing. But it's all about creating the right memories and fluids that you can take on to your next vessel in life, and, you know, just go about it the best way you can. So yeah, develop a healthy diet mentally and physically, and, you know, learn how to meditate properly and deal with your passions. You know, be on your passions every day, get motivated, you know, work out, whatever. But yeah, the 12 disciples from the Bible is talking about the 12 constellations, and the spirit created a mind. God, you know, externalized that mind, became dense, and now we're playing out these traits subconsciously, consciously into the physical reality. And, you know, now humans are lost in their own bullshit. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'll see you later. Peace.